The hallowed halls of London's High Court have seen many a dramatic revelation, but few moments have been as gut-wrenching or bewildering as the Duke of Sussex's recent appearance in the witness box. In a scene that felt ripped from a high-stakes legal thriller, Prince Harry found himself under the blistering heat of a cross-examination that didn't just challenge his claims of tabloid intrusion, it challenged his very role as a father. When asked under oath to confirm the real birth dates of his children, Archie and Lilibet, a heavy, suffocating silence filled the room. The Duke, a man who has built a brand on the sanctity of his private, family life in California, appeared visibly shaken, stumbling over the fundamental facts of his own household. This wasn't just a simple slip of the tongue. It was a symbolic fracture in the carefully curated Sussex narrative, leaving observers wondering how a man so obsessed with his truth could lose his grip on the most basic realities of his children's lives. Critics were quick to point out that Harry's memory seems to be a selective tool, sharpened when recounting grievances against the British press but remarkably dull when faced with neutral, factual inquiries. During the proceedings against Mirror Group newspapers and later Associated newspapers, the Duke has often portrayed himself as a victim of a campaign of harassment. Yet, when the legal team for the defense pressed for specifics to verify the timeline of his allegations, the spare author appeared lost in a fog of his own making. This courtroom confusion provides a stark contrast to the meticulous, some would say manipulative, way his wife, Meghan Markle, manages their public image. While Harry struggles with dates in a court of law, Meghan has often been accused of editing history to suit her current agenda. The discrepancy between the Duke's inability to recall birthdays and the Duchess's penchant for precisely timed leaks and PR blitzes suggests a household where the narrative is more important than the nuance of reality. It is impossible to discuss the Duke's legal stumbles without addressing the polarizing influence of the Duchess of Sussex. Throughout their departure from royal duties, Meghan has remained the lightning rod for controversy, often seen as the architect of the couple's more aggressive legal and media strategies. While Harry is the one taking the stand, the shadow of Meghan's controversial decisions, such as the secret birth plans for Archie and the ever-shifting stories regarding their relationship with the royal family, looms large over his testimony. The real dates of the children have long been a subject of intense internet speculation, fueled largely by the couple's own secrecy. By keeping the details of their children's births so obscured, Meghan and Harry created a vacuum that was inevitably filled by suspicion. When Harry faltered under oath, it didn't just look like a tired father's mistake. It looked like the crumbling of a facade. If the Duchess is truly the one pulling the strings of their media empire, as many royal experts suggest, her failure to adequately prepare her husband for the most basic of witness box questions is a staggering oversight. The Duke's testimony has been characterized by what many describe as clinical paranoia. He claimed that the press had blood on their hands, and that their actions led to a downward spiral in his mental health. However, the defense countered that much of the information Harry claimed was hacked actually came from official palace briefings or was already in the public domain. The tragic irony is that while Harry fights for privacy in the UK courts, he and Meghan have commercialized every aspect of their private lives in the US through Netflix docuseries and tell-all memoirs. This privacy for me, but not for thee attitude has soured his standing with the public. To forget his children's birthdays while under oath, after having skipped the first day of a trial specifically to attend Lilibet's birthday party, is a level of cognitive dissonance that is hard for the average person to reconcile. As the trial continues to unfold, the image of a shocked Harry being grilled by a judge serves as a cautionary tale. The Sussexes' quest for total control over their narrative has, paradoxically, led to a loss of credibility. Meghan's reputation as a difficult, or controlling, figure only gains traction when her husband appears so unlearned and ill-prepared on the world stage. If the Duke cannot remember the basic milestones of his children's lives, how can the public trust his memory regarding complex legal disputes from decades ago? The controversy surrounding the Sussexes isn't just about what they say, it's about the fundamental reliability of the storytellers themselves. As long as Meghan remains the controversial driver of their brand, Harry's courtroom appearances may continue to be less about justice and more about the slow erosion of his own royal legacy.